What's up, y'all? It's your girl Sequoia. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, thank you for tuning back in. Today I just wanted to get on here, do some makeup, yap a little bit about my wedding, just kind of share some details and kind of catch up a little bit. I have some plans to go out tonight and just decided to sit down and kind of make some content. So if you want to see how I kind of put together this look, here's some details about how wedding planning is going and a little bit on how I got engaged. Continue watching. Please like this video, subscribe, and comment your thoughts down below. I've been kind of wanting to sit down and do some makeup and just, I don't know, makeup to me is just very therapeutic, and I'm going out. I have plans tonight. Surprisingly, this is new for me. It's a Thursday and I'm going out on town. It's a little friendship type of thing. It's called friendship speed dating or something like that. Just, you know, go to, like, I guess hang out, you know, meet other girls, potentially make friends. And it's called Black Girl Meets. I found them on TikTok. And they have like all these little cute events, you know, every month. It's for us melanated gals, you know, for us, made by us type of thing, a little community, which I think is so smart. And I'm obsessed that, you know, somebody thought of this to like put together. So I'm going to see what becomes of it. So I was gonna do a full bust down glam cut crease situation because I miss doing a full beat, and I really feel like full glam makeup is making a comeback, and I'm here for it because I love 2015 makeup, the brows, the dip brow pomade. I have my eyebrows microbladed, but up until like last year when I got them done, I've been doing them 2016 eyebrows faithfully. So let's get into this face. I just went in with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, my favorite. And I have like 4 ginormous pimples on my forehead. I've never had these big of pimples on my face ever in my life. I don't know what's going on. My cycle did just start today, so maybe, but here we go. Foundation of choice is going to be the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation in the shade Barcelona. I probably should go in with a little bit concealer first and just kind of see if I can't conceal these blemishes. I usually never have to do this, so it didn't dawn on me to even do it, but I think it might help kind of like cover them up because I do want like a nice consistency with my foundation. I don't want it too full coverage. You know what I mean? I do want it to look skin-like, but I think I could use that additional layer of coverage. So we're just gonna cover these up. While I blend this out, let's kind of get into some of the wedding topics. I didn't want to do anything too formal. I do want to keep my, you know, wedding a surprise, and I am. I should definitely go in and say that I am. But I have literally nobody to talk to about it except my fiance. And I'm overly excited. And I know nobody wants to hear about my wedding 24/7. So I'm just gonna tell you guys kind of just like the process so far, what I've done, all that good stuff. And just keep it real cute, real simple. I'm gonna go in with this Huda color corrector in the shade Peaches and just put a little bit of this right under my eyes. We're gonna go ahead and cancel out the darkness. So I got engaged this year, back in January. We went to my favorite restaurant in Miami called Toro, and he proposed over our dessert, La Bamba. It was surprising, but I kind of knew it was gonna happen. I kind of also knew when he got the ring, but I didn't know the exact moment, so I was still very surprised. Surprisingly, I didn't think I was. We've been together for so long, and I just know him like the back of my hand, so I knew he was up to something. I remember being over his place, and we were just, you know, looking at rings, you know, obviously before we moved in. We were looking at rings. He wanted to get me a heart-shaped ring because, you know, that was kind of just more my style, and I didn't even realize my first ever tattoo I got was a heart. My most recent tattoo is a heart. My everyday necklace I wear is a heart. My legit signature, like legal signature, has a heart in it. My favorite shape is a heart. My favorite bracelet has a charm heart on it. And I'm so obsessed with heart shapes, I didn't even realize, but he pays attention to these things. And usually like heart-shaped rings are more like promise ring vibe I get, but my ring doesn't give a promise ring at all. And so I knew I was gonna get a heart shape, but the band we had decided to get was a little bit different than this one was. And so when he proposed with this one, I loved it way more than the one we picked out. It was so nice. I love it. I feel like I have such a unique ring. And then it has like our initials and our date engraved on the inside. Love. So that was the engagement part. That's my ring. I'm obsessed. I look at this thing like 5 times, 60 times a day. I absolutely love it. I just went in with the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer in the shade Macadamia. I'm letting that sit and dry down a little bit. And I did kind of go in with my blush already. We're going to be doing kind of like a peachier, more bronzy look. So I just went in with a little bit of this. I'm going to try my very, very hardest not to go crazy with the blush, because I feel like as of lately, 2025, the blush brightness has been going crazy. So I'm going to do a little bit more minimal. That's my goal. And I want to place it a little bit higher up on my cheeks and temples and see what that does for my face shape. So yeah. As far as wedding planning is concerned, for the first 6 months, so when he proposed in January up until July, that period in between, we didn't do any like formal wedding planning. We discussed our attire. I showed him these shoes I had wanted, our wedding colors, guest count. We did pick a date, but we didn't do anything because it was still like a crazy amount of time before we decided to get married. Or our date, and our date is going to be September 20th, 2026. So it's September 2026. You see what I love that date so much. So that's what we decided on. I did a lot of research. I was on TikTok. I joined bridal Facebook groups. I was anywhere I could be to just get as much information as I could. I've never been engaged before. I don't know too much about wedding planning, but a lot of people said that wedding planning typically takes place between 18 to 12 months before your wedding date. And if you're getting married in a more popular place like Miami or where things are crazy expensive and busy, it is best to book venues ASAP because dates and spots fill up fast. So thankfully, another bride had posted a venue that she recommended in Orlando, and it was an all-inclusive package, which was super important for me because I didn't want to spend $20K on a venue that offered nothing but space and air. That was not happening for me. So I needed all-inclusive that had like a lot of things that, you know, we could get in that package in that price, which I found. So from February, I found that venue and I knew that venue was going to be ours. I knew it. So fast forwarding to July now, July 26th is when we actually drove to Orlando to go check out the venue, and a couple days later we signed the contract. That was the first and only venue we toured. I knew that was going to be our venue. I had been stalking this venue for months. I've spoken to the guy who owns it a couple of times. I looked at pictures on Facebook, Instagram, his website. I vetted this location like for months. So I knew that this is exactly where we were going to end up, and the venue is so nice. It's so nice. Oh my goodness. We are going back up there to finalize the design decor and to do our food tasting and decide on what we're going to offer for the wedding. So I absolutely am going to pay it forward and share our venue, especially for other brides who are looking in this area or in another state, because I think it is so worth it. My favorite thing that I liked about this venue is the people who run it. The guy's name is Christian. He is so like into his business and into his employees. You can tell he's more passionate about his profession than he is money hungry. And those are the type of people I would support and spend my money with time and time again. He had a lot of great discounts. There was maybe like 4 or 5 things that weren't provided outside of the venue, and that is a photographer, an officiant, a cake, and alcohol, and a DJ. He does have all the bodies, so all the servers, the bartenders, he has all the setup equipment for the DJ. It's literally just plug in and go. You just need to hire an actual physical body DJ, and then obviously photographer, cake, and officiant. We do have some money to DJ already. I booked the photographer and videographer. It was a package, and my mom's making the cake. So literally the only thing I have to worry about is an officiant at this point, which I'm so excited because I didn't want to have to worry about having tons of things to do and feel stressed and overwhelmed. I'm also not an I'm also an organized, kind of like punctual person. So I wanted to make sure that I had everything like booked and accounted for in advance, which is literally exactly what I did. So as of right now, I'm pretty much just smooth sailing. We're making our deposits, our monthly payments. I paid the deposits for the venue and the photographer, and then we just have like monthly payments. I still have to find an officiant or a pastor. That's been interesting. I kind of put it on the back burner for now because I feel like we have enough time still to find one. Ideally, I would like to have a pastor. I can't tell you the last time I've been to church, but I've always grown up in a church household. My parents are Christian, so ideally I would like to have a Christian pastor. No offense to anybody else's preference, but something about hearing by the power invested of me through the state of Florida boils my blood. Like, the state power invested in me through the state of Florida sounds like crap. I am so sorry, and I don't mean that to be offensive, but I don't want to hear that. I want to be married through God's eyes. My relationship with God looks a little bit different than what might be acceptable, but that's my business. That's for me and God to worry about. So I'm working on that. But as far as weddings concerned, I would really like to have a pastor do it. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I guess we're gonna see how it goes. I made my deposit on July 15th. For one of my dresses. I am gonna have a second dress for the reception. That's the plan. And it should actually, I just spoke to her like 2 days ago, and she told me they've cut it. They're now sewing it. I cannot wait to see my dress. I cannot wait for people to see it. It is going to be gorgeous, okay? It's gonna be mind-blowing. I cannot wait. That is all I'm really gonna say about it. So I should be able to see it within the next 2 weeks, and then it should be to me within 2 weeks after that. So I should have my dress in the next month. Hopefully that's the plan. He already knows what suit and stuff he's going to wear. We've already talked about that. So for the most part, we have like all our attire and everything sorted. I am going to be sending out save the dates on Monday. I had everybody provide their information in the Zola app, which is kind of like the wedding website we use. It's been great. It's going to be very hard for me to try to reach out to everybody individually one by one. So I sent out a link to collect everybody's information. It's safe, it's secure. I can put all the updates, everything in one place, mass send it out. It sends individually, and that way everybody can like be updated on what we're doing, what to expect. I put in a lot of hard work putting it together. There's like a frequently asked page if you have questions about like attire, dress code, the time the ceremony starts, open bar, just basically travel. I even have a travel tab in there because pretty much everybody's going to be traveling to the wedding, including us. The venue is like 2.5 hours from us, so we'll be packing up and heading down there. We'll probably be down there for the weekend. So I would say basically 100% of all guests are going to be doing some type of traveling. So there's like a travel tab. So if you want to look at hotels, one of them that's listed, we actually just stayed when we went down there and it was great. And the closest airport is like the Orlando airport. So all of that's been on there. I'm going to send that out shortly. And that's really it. I feel so weird because I feel like other things are missing. Like I'm supposed to be doing other things because it's been so easy. So it feels weird, but maybe the stress and chaos is gonna come next year. I don't know. My mom bakes and decorates, and I wouldn't have it no other way. We're doing a 3-tier cake. I just cannot wait. I just cannot wait. Like I want to share, but I don't want to share too much. So the cake is going to be nice. There's going to be 3 flavors, 3 tiers. I actually just received one of like the cake separators yesterday. Still waiting on the cake toppers to come in. But yeah, I received the cake separator yesterday. I want to throw up. It looks so nice, so elegant. The theme for, I shouldn't even say the theme, we're not having a wedding theme. It's kind of just like a vibe. It's gonna be very dimly lit, very romantic. If I were to show you guys like the save the dates, like you would get the vibe. It's not gonna be that traditional airy, white, boho, wildflowers, beach type of wedding. I want my wedding to specifically be centered around me and my fiance's relationship, right? The whole purpose of this wedding is us coming together and to be a union, right? So it was important to me to have all the aspects as much as I could be focused around him and our relationship. Like, you know, like what we like, what we don't like, things we typically do. I didn't want to do like a traditional wedding, like whatever that means. Like I feel like there's a traditional bridal look, there's like a traditional this, traditional that. We're keeping some wedding traditions, but we're also customizing our wedding to us, if that makes sense. That's the vibe we're going for, and it's gonna be good. The eyeshadow, I'm just keeping pretty plain. I'm using this Adriana Nicole Cosmetics palette. I mean, what can I honestly say? Like, hello? And I'm just doing a real simple look, nothing crazy. I went in with a little bit of bronzer from my Juvia's Place palette on the brow bone, like a transition color. And then I just dipped into like these two shades here, put it in my crease. And then now I'm going in with like this deeper brown here on my actual lid to make it deeper. And then I'm gonna basically just smoke it out and put some glitter on top, and that's gonna be the look. So yeah, that's really all I got for wedding planning. When people ask me how wedding planning is going, I literally just reply with, it's good, because like what else more is there? Like I just feel like things have been like super simple, easy. We planned in advance, which is exactly what I wanted. I didn't want to wait till last minute. So everything for me has just been like straightforward. You know, it was important for us to keep like the wedding really nice but small. You know, our circle in real life is small, so we weren't planning on having like this whole big family reunion or anything like that. It's gonna be small and intimate but very nice. And I'm honestly just excited. I just literally legit cannot wait. So yeah, I'm going in with the nicest neutral looking glitter shade in here because I'm gonna be in all black, but I still want like a little pop of something on the eyes, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and finish up the makeup look, and then I'm just gonna come back and wrap up the video. So this is pretty much the look, minus or plus a few additional details. I'm gonna go ahead and put on my clothes and look in a bigger mirror and just make sure I do any touch-ups, put some bronzer on my ears so everything is seamless. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I kind of just wanted to yap about my wedding and do my makeup while I get ready to enjoy I guess a night out on the town. So I hope you guys like this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what your thoughts are on, I guess, my wedding details so far. And I will catch you guys in the next video. As always, much love. Bye.